What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today I am going to be explaining the trade that I took today, which ended up being a win in Nasdaq. It was a 1 minute demand, and I'm going to break it down for all of you over here. If you follow me on Instagram, you know already what trade I'm talking about. I'm just doing the breakdown right now, so make sure that you guys follow me on Instagram if you are not following me right now, because I post every single day the trades that I take in the morning, and then in the afternoon is when I do these videos for you. Alright, if you want to take these trades with me, make sure that you guys join the Signals group. The link will be in the description. People making money in there. Alright, so make sure that you guys join, because we're about to be changing the game in the Discord. We're about to start doing a lot of stuff for you guys, like teaching you guys, doing extra stuff that we're not doing right now. Right now it has just been Signals, but we're about to start moving into something different, because I really want to help you guys understand trading and level up in this industry. All right, so with that being said, let's get started with the video. All right, so Nasdaq today, when I came into the market here in New York session, I trade from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Alright, so Nasdaq was overall sideways in London session, and then early in New York we started breaking highs. So if we take this high from London, or like pre-New York, you guys can see that Nasdaq created a brand new high over here. All right, so that's a break of structure right there. Then it came back, retested the EMAs, which EMAs crossed, all right, 13 above the 50, and then we was also sitting above the 200. And then after that, it had an impulsive movement at 9:30 to the upside, which is the New York Stock Exchange open. All right, so when we had that impulsive move to the upside, it left a 5-minute demand. Now, I like to trade the 5-minute demand. You guys know I love to trade the 5-minute demand. That's a time frame that is not too slow like the 50-minute or the 1 hour, but it's also not too fast like the 1 minute. All right. But lately, I have been incorporating the 1 minute a lot. I've been taking trades on the 1 minute a lot, and it has been hitting. It has been super good for me lately. So, yeah, if the 1 minute works for you, don't be scared of trying it. If the 50-minute is what works for you because you like something more slow, don't be scared of trying it. In this case, I took a 1 minute demand, and I'm going to explain to you why I took it. So after we left this demand, if you guys can see, I had it marked down. This is not a box that I put right now. It was here from the morning. I had it marked down, and I was waiting for Nasdaq to come back to the zone. What happened at 9:35 is that Nasdaq kept pushing to the upside. It reached this level right here, rejected, and started coming all the way back down. Almost tapped the zone. It almost tapped the demand zone. If you guys can see right there, it didn't quite made it to the zone. It didn't made it. It didn't tap the zone. It just stayed like slightly above it, and then it started rejecting. All right, it started rejecting and started going to the upside, and it printed this huge bullish candle. Now, the thing with this bullish candle that we printed just right now, all right, which is this one right here, is that in the previous one we had a huge rejection, closed bearish, didn't tap the zone, but now buyers are stepping into the market, pushing the market to the upside. Now this is a nice bullish candle. That's a nice size candle, bigger than the bearish candle, and it's also pushing to the upside. The wick is not that large compared to this wick over here, so it's showing me that buyers are stepping into the market. And how many times have we seen that we have a 5-minute demand and they come back, they almost tap the demand, but they never tap it, and then use reverse and go to the upside? So in these cases, this is why I have been incorporating the 1 minute short. So at this point, when I saw this candle, I'm like, okay, they're probably going to start pushing to the upside, and they didn't want to tap this demand right now, so they're probably just going to keep pushing with momentum to the upside. So at this point right here, I went to the 1 minute. All right, so this is the pullback right here that almost taps the demand, and this is that candle that I was just talking about to you guys that pushed to the upside. In the 1 minute, we saw some consolidation. Bam, it came down again after the next 5-minute candle open. This is the wick. All right, if we go to the 5-minute really quick again, that price action that I was just marking down to the downside again was after this bullish candle printed. It was this week right here from the next 5-minute candle. All right, so on the 1 minute, it looks like a pullback. All right, which is this one right here, this pullback right here. All right, at this point we haven't broken structure. Same thing, when we trade the 1 minute, when we trade the 50 minute, we're looking for the same things that we're looking for on the 5 minute break of structure. So if we had a high over here on the 1 minute, even though we didn't tap and we started pushing to the upside, I'm not taking this demand. The reason why I'm not taking this demand, even though it won, is because we didn't have a break of structure. This push to the upside, it didn't break the previous high right here. It stayed over here, all right? So I am not taking this demand. I don't like it. That's not on my books. I prefer, in this case, instead of taking this, I prefer to see if they even want to come back and tap the 5 minute, and then I can take the 5 minute, which does have a 5 minute break of structure, all right? But at this point, with no break of structure, I'm not taking that. What happened next was it broke structure. So on this movement right here to the upside, it broke above the previous high. So now we know that the 1 minute is pushing bullish. It's pushing to the upside, all right? What happened is we had a bearish candle right there, and then the next candle was a push to the upside, all right? Breaking once again above this high, which this candle at this point was the break of structure from the previous high. So now this point was the new higher high. All right, then we had a retracement right here with a red candle. Sellers stepped in, and then buyers stepped in once again and pushed the price to the upside, now creating a new higher high right here with this candle. So now we are following the market structure. EMAs are also looking good, and we also had the 13 EMA right there helping us out. So they went back to the zone right here. They tapped the zone, they rejected the zone, all right, and then we got in. When I got in, it was like after this candle closed, this candle opened, it gave the break of the candle. When I pressed buy, it got me in like down here because it literally broke candle and started dropping quick. So when it got me in, it was like right here. It wasn't exactly at the break of candle. My stop loss was above, or sorry, below the low of that green candle. But we have to understand that the 1 minute is very volatile, all right? So it's going to move fast. It's going to do like quick fake outs to then win, and it doesn't necessarily mean that this area or this 1 minute demand is invalid unless we drop all the way back down here and tap the bottom of the zone. So when we came all the way back down here, right, my risk was based on the stop loss from the break of candle. So from here, from this level right here to this point right here. So when we came all the way back down here, it should have stopped me out, but I didn't get out of the position. It was still a valid trade for me, and I wanted to see the reaction that they had with this candle. Why? Because I had a better entry, so I was willing to give it a little bit more. Like instead of putting my stop loss over here, I was willing to give it like a little bit more of breathing room to see what was the reaction from this candle. Also, you gotta see this was like 20 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opened, so sometimes it takes a little bit for them to actually pick a direction for the day. And then yeah, I just gave it a chance, and I gave it like some breathing room, and then the rest was history. Literally hit like a 1-to-1 after this candle rejected and didn't close inside the zone right there. I was like, okay, we're most likely going to reverse. Next candle open, and it literally started pushing to the upside with a lot of momentum. It broke once again the previous candle high. This is where people that got out right here just because they're like, okay, I'm good on it. I don't even want to see what the candle does. I'm good on it. It's a loss. It's a loss. Let me go next. This is where people could have re-entered the trade. All right. So let's say you guys stopped out, which in my case I didn't close the position, but for people that will have closed the position, if you will want to do it that way, you get stopped out right there. You wait. This candle didn't close inside. Next candle started opening and pushing up with a lot of momentum. You get back in at the next break of candle. You put your stop loss below that zone right there, and then you aim for your 1-to-1, which it will have given you exactly a 1-to-1, a little bit over a 1-to-1. So it will have given you exactly like a 1 to 0.5. All right, from break of candle to stop loss, you will have made your money back, and then potentially some profits. All right, whatever your trading situation is. But in my case, I didn't close the position. I just wanted to give it a little bit more of breathing room because I had a better entry, and then also I understand that I'm trading the 1 minute, not the 5 minutes. So on the 1 minute, sometimes they might drop really quick, and you think, oh shit, this is about to lose, and then it's just a fake out. It's just that the momentum at that minute, at that exact point, it was just selling, but then the next candle might be continuing with the momentum of the overall trend, which is bullish for the day. All right, if you trade the 5 minute and you see these type of candles, I will be getting out for sure, because the 5 minute is a little bit more established. All right, the 1 minute is more fast and it's crazier, so that's why you sometimes have to give it a little bit more of breathing room, especially if you have a better entry. All right, so hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. If you want more information like this so you can learn, look how deep did I go into details to teach you guys. All right, this is the stuff that we're going to start doing on the Discord only for VIP members. I'm going to briefly be covering the trades that we took for the week over here in YouTube, but the details, all the details to learn and everything, is going to go for the VIP people on the Discord. So make sure that you guys, if you guys want value, if you guys want to trade with me every single day, take the signals, learn how to trade, backtest the signals that we send, have live calls with me weekly, understand like how I look at the market, learn all these topics. Make sure that you guys join there, because we're about to change the game with that Discord right there. All right, so with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys learned something. If that is the case, leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and peace.